Hey, how's it going, guys? Jacob Rothenberg here. And in case you don't know who I am, I have been doing Kindle publishing for several years now. And what I'd like to talk about today is a common problem that beginners and newer publishers, especially, have with coming up with good book titles. And I have a case study for y'all today. To be honest, it's a private message I got today from someone very cool, very important. It's my friend, and I'm going to have it up for you here on the screen. And what it says here is, Jacob, you're awesome, you're great, you're really cool. And he wants to start a book brand about inspiration, self-reflection, and life-changing stuff. And the book idea that he comes up with is in the title, A Roadmap for Getting Through Hard Times. How to be mentally strong and improve emotional health when waves are crashing over you. Now, he says the keywords that he's using are great, but it doesn't fit the archetype of what people say are good keywords and so forth. And he's asking me my opinion on the niche and on the title. So, what I will say is that as far as a niche, self-help, obviously a huge book niche, obviously something with a ton of sales volume. If you are ever in some kind of stress or peril, what better source is there other than maybe talking to a psychiatrist or consulting with someone that's been through the same trauma as you? What better source is there for self-help and self-development than to read a book from someone that's maybe gone through the same trauma as you, that has good advice, or a licensed, trained professional that can give you the right advice on how to cope with a certain event going on in your life, right? So obviously self-help is going to always be in demand in the form of books. Now let's talk about this title. I'm going to pop it up here again. A Roadmap for Getting Through Hard Times, How to Be Mentally Strong and Improve Emotional Health When Waves Are Crashing Over You. What do you think about that title as you hear that? Okay, well, first off, we kind of understand what the book is about based on the title, A Roadmap for Getting Through Hard Times. Okay, but then we have to reverse engineer as publishers. How are we going to find this book? Like, what would you search for organically on Amazon to find this book? So, A Roadmap for Getting Through Hard Times. Are people going to search on Amazon for a roadmap to get through hard times? Are they going to search for a book on hard times? And there's a lot of different events in life that could be classified as hard times. Is this going to address divorce? Is this going to address death? Is this going to address having all of your money in a single stock? It's very vague on what this book could be about. And so what I would say to you publishers starting out especially, you want to be as specific as you can with your title and what it will address. So even though you might have the initial vision, I want to create a book that addresses all types of trauma, all types of stressful events, all types of hard times. Well, how will you compete against someone like Tony Robbins, who is more of an authority than you in self-help and honestly is better than you in addressing coping during hard times? How are you going to be able to deal with the other thousands of authors who are established getting through hard times? That is tough. But what if you had something more specific? What if you had, and this is just an example, I'm not saying you should do this title or that you have to copy this, but what if you had something like A Roadmap for Getting Through, well, let's just say you had a book about, I don't even like that title, if you had a book about getting through financial duress during the COVID season. Okay, now there's still going to be other books about recovering from COVID in terms of financial duress, but you've got something that is way more targeted, and someone who's going through financial hardship during COVID season will be like, oh, okay, this book is addressing exactly what I'm experiencing, this book is probably most appropriate for what I need to read in order to get through my problem. Hopefully, this book will solve it and it'll address my situation. Now, publishing a book as Joe Schmo titled A Roadmap Getting Through Hard Times, people are going to be like, well, shit. I mean, I went through hard times, but why will I buy this guy's book or this girl's book? I'll just buy someone else's or find something that's more relevant to me. So consider that you need to come up with a book concept, a book idea that is most relevant to a reader, to a customer. A roadmap through getting through hard times is broad as fuck. All right? So come up with an idea that's more specific, something that you can really nail and be like, oh, okay, this customer, this particular avatar, this particular customer needs this book, and they'll pick my book over everyone else's because it addresses exactly what X customer avatar is looking for. And that's how you nail it. Now, in terms of technical stuff, because I want to address being able to optimize the Amazon algorithm, let's address this subtitle next. How to be mentally strong and improve emotional health when waves are crashing over you. Now, there's only one good keyword in that subtitle that I like, and that's improve emotional health. So, is improving emotional health a keyword that's popular on Amazon and that could possibly be a search term that people are looking for? Yes, I'll admit I haven't actually looked through the Amazon search terms, but I would be willing to bet that improving emotional health is a keyword that people are using on Amazon for self-help. Now, how to be mentally strong? That's a little vague. I mean, everyone thinks they're tough by reading these self-help books, but who's bench pressed 400 pounds? Who's deadlifted 633 and squatted 633 in the same meet, all right? None of you are fucking tough. You can't even bench 135. But yeah, you can read all the books you want. So, there's different ways to be mentally tough and physically tough, but it's so vague. So improving emotional health, though, is a little bit more direct, and I think it's more of a popular search term. But what I really want to address is this subtitle, When Waves Are Crashing Over You. What, like, is there an ocean adjacent to me where waves are going to crash over? Like, I know it's metaphorical, but why would you include that in your subtitle? Is a wave about to hit? Like, is stress a wave? I wouldn't use that subtitle. Instead, it's too vague. I would be much more direct and much more concise, actually. Well, you don't even have to be concise, but you want to use an actual keyword people are using for, because your subtitle is actually very valuable real estate in the metadata of your book. So you could say, I'm just making this shit up, okay? Don't copy me. But, improving emotional health when stress and anxiety occur, or I would just probably try to include the word stress or anxiety or something more popular as a keyword that you can put into your subtitle and at least include it, because when waves are crashing over you is a complete waste of a subtitle. So as far as your overall title, Mr. Elon Musk, it would need to be completely, I won't lie, okay, I'm just telling you like it is. It needs to be completely rehauled, use more direct keywords, and I would say you need to redefine your book's concept, because, again, you've got so many publishers, so many authors already over the last century that cover, stress over hard times. Come up with something that's more niche, and you'll likely have, you're actually guaranteed to have better results than your current title. So that's my advice for today, guys. Hey, if you want semi-free coaching where I'll make a video based on your question or based on your DM, feel free to approach me. So leave a comment in the YouTube below, comment in this YouTube video below, or if you're watching on Facebook, or you can even PM me on Facebook if you're my friend. I love answering questions. I love helping people out. So if you are willing to brave it and have your question out here on social media, on YouTube, bring it on. I will answer it, and I'll be able to help you out. So, till then, guys, keep the questions coming. I'll see you later. Take care.